The legal holiday of July 4th comes at a convenient time for the corporate world. Many companies organize their fiscal year around the calendar year, with 4 quarters starting in 3 months each, starting in January, ending in December. And the end of June, the beginning of July marks the halfway point. Where I work, teams were sending around updates, H1 updates, just before the break, what they've accomplished in the first half and what they hope to accomplish in the second half of the year. For us, for Klal Yisrael, we have also a 12-year calendar, but it's different. It starts in Tishrei, ends in Elul, which means Rosh Chodesh Tammuz is the beginning of Q4. The last quarter of the year, the last 3 months, Tammuz of Elul, Rosh Chodesh Tammuz marks that point. Q4 is the time when we start preparing for the year ahead, planning the product roadmap that we hope to roll out in the future year, milestones we hope to hit. The letters Tammuz, Taf, Mem, Vav, Zayin, as far and right, the same letters as Zayin, Zmane, Taf, Teshuva, Mem, Memashmishin, Vav, Ubayin, Zmane, Tshuva, Memashmishin, Ubayin, the times of Tshuva are hastening to come. The Yamim Noraim are around the corner. It is time for us to begin that process, the Q4 year-end process of reflecting on the year that was, planning for the year ahead. And I know for people who are thinking about shuls, Tammuz kicks off the season, thinking about Yamim Noraim. This past week I was having conversations with people about the Rosh Hashanah davening. I was in Spitzer's the other day, the Judaica store, and Reb Avram Plotnik, who owns the store, I come in, he says, "Oh, it's Tammuz. Are you ordering a sukkah?" I'm starting to think about Yamim Noraim. And it happens to be this week I heard a story about Yom Kippur. Here at the shul on Wednesday there was a bris. Nathaniel Yosef, Abraham, Eli, and Jenny Abraham had a baby boy. There was a bris here, and at the bris there was Dr. Henry Baum, an old Detroiter in his 90s, Kanai Nahara. He grew up in Germany, he speaks with a heavy German accent. And he saw me during davening, walking back to the door here that goes to the office in the back of the shul. And he pulled me aside and he told me a story. He said there was a Reform rabbi in the shul on Yom Kippur. And the rabbi was tired of the davening on Yom Kippur. He decides he needs a break. He goes back to his office. And his office, unlike mine, opened onto a beautiful golf course. And it was a nice fall day. And he decided, I'm just going to go out here. And he goes out. He hits the links. And Hashem sees this, God sees this, and is very upset. He dispatches an angel to go deal with the problem. The angel says, I've got it. So this fellow gets warmed up. He winds up, takes a swing on the first hole, and knocks a hole in one. Unbelievable. Next hole, 2 under par. He has his best game of golf ever. God turns to the angel and says, Angel, I told you to take care of it. The angel says, I did. He's not going to be able to tell anyone about this game. See, as social people, we need a kehillah, we need a community, a place to share our highs and our lows, our successes, our failures, our challenges. That's what a kehillah community is all about. Korach misunderstood this. Korach saw a kehillah and he saw an opportunity that there's a lot of people I can extract power and wealth. Separate myself from them. Vayikach Korach. Aaron, the anti-Korach, was the opposite. He was about shalom, ohev shalom, verodev shalom, creating, facilitating dialogue between people, bringing people closer together, encouraging that sharing and that caring between warring factions, resolving, bringing people closer together. And our Baal Simcha today, Gershi, is that kind of person. People want to be around him. People feel like they can share with him, he can share with them. They can learn from him to be more like him. He's looking for ways to bring shalom in the community, shalom with anti-Semitism, shalom with the Israeli-Gaza issues. He's constantly looking for ways to encourage that dialogue, encourage that sharing. And people want to be around him because he has that shalom, and because there's something about him, that simcha, that, you know, Gershi's someone who's constantly pushing to grow more. The mid of Aaron, the Ohev Shalom v'Rodev Shalom. It's interesting that it's symbolized by the stick, the mata, that flowered, bloomed, and produced fruit. And Rabbunim, Reb Peshischa says, well, if it produced fruit, why is there still flowers? The cycle is complete. And the Torah says that even though it produced fruit, it's still making new flowers. It's not satisfied. It keeps growing, keeps pushing. And that's Reb Gershi. He's constantly trying to figure out new areas of growth for himself, for the shul, for his family, for society. And that's what brings the smile on his face. We talked on July 4th, the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You pursue happiness. Sometimes it seems to run the other way. But if there's a pursuit of growth, happiness is the result. Someone who's constantly on the journey of life, the growing, happiness is the byproduct of that. And that's Reb Gershi. But there's a deeper message in the Mata Aaron, in this staff of Aaron, the flowering staff. If I take 12 sticks, cut them off a tree, 12 branches, and I put them in beautiful soil, irrigated, moist, with nutrients, they're all going to grow. They're all going to flower. If I take the 12 sticks and I put them into an arid desert with no water, no nutrients, I put them on a sterile shelf in a stainless steel chamber, nothing's going to happen. Because they're not where they belong. They're not in their makom yanika. They're not in the place from which they can derive nutrients. They're not in a nurturing environment. So the test was, Moshe said, I'm going to take these 12 sticks and I'm going to put them in front of the Aron Kodesh in the Beis Hamikdash, in the Mishkan. And let's see which one flowers. Let's see for which staff is that place home. Is that place where it belongs? Is it the place from which it derives its unique? And the Aaron staff flower, that means that's where it belongs. He's the one who's supposed to be here, no one else. The reason we have this Shabbos celebration of this bar mitzvah here is because the bar mitzvah boy Mordechai feels at home here. He feels that this is where he belongs. He walks, it's why he walks from the other side of town every Shabbos by himself to get here early. And now that he's putting on tefillin, he's been here for the weekday shachars. Leaving his house 6:30 in the morning. Get here at 6:50. Because that's where he feels at home. And that is a responsibility on all of us, to continue making sure that this is a place where people feel at home, where they feel welcome, where they feel that they can share, that they can learn tips on their golf game, their ruchnias, people where we can share and be supported by each other. And we should all be zocha to see from the Lakeir family and from this boy, from Mordechai, planted in his Makam Yanika, planted in a place that's his place, where he belongs. When people are where they belong, they thrive. And we should be zocha to see from him, like the staff of Aaron, Vayotze Ferach, Vayotze Tzitz, Vayigmal Shkedim, to thrive, planted firmly in this nurturing environment, to thrive, to flourish, to bear fruit, Torah, Masim Tovim, Banim, Bnei Banim, source of nachas for him and his family and all of Klal Yisrael.